All right, so yeah, look, this might be a little bit crazy because a lot of people have tried to stand in front of gold at the moment, and a lot of people have just been absolutely had the faces torn off with it all. But look, we have been sort of following this channel, quite well actually, a lot of the way up. So, and this is obviously starting back, originating end of 2023, so December back there. It was a pretty good sort of like reliable up, down, tops, bottoms kind of thing. And more recently, in the last couple of sessions, we've actually overshot the top side of this. So we've come out here, sort of peaking out at around 31, 66, 31, 67 or so. Um, we have sort of, as I said, overshot this channel a little bit. We seem to have sort of diverged off on a steeper sort of gradient. Now, this one isn't a full confirmed channel, but it does look pretty solid, just up along the bottom side here with this is kind of like 3 touches, 4 touches along the bottom side here. Does line up pretty well with these sort of 3 shots here, and we are seeing a little bit of resistance come in just at the very top end of this as well. So as I said, look, a lot of people have been trying to stand in front of this. We've had a lot of stuff sort of leading up to it. We just had Liberation Day this morning, and all the tariffs sort of be announced. So I feel like one of the biggest sort of drivers on gold recently has been that sort of level of uncertainty sort of around what's going to be happening with the tariffs, and it's just been going from strength to strength to strength, and more recently just gone bonkers and just gone completely vertical. What I did just sort of come across, which I thought was quite interesting, was this move that we had back in June last year, where we sort of had a nice little base and then we took off and then did a nice little solid run. I mean, this run, if we just have a quick look at it, sort of went up 21.6%. Now, if we sort of take this around this run here, I don't know what, I haven't actually measured this, but you can see what this comes up to. This comes up to 22.6%. So percentage-wise, these runs are both very similar. And what I did sort of notice with these sort of moves was this last leg here, where it's kind of really sort of taken off. This move sort of from 2800 to high 2800s through to what we're sort of seeing as a peak now. Seems very reminiscent of the last leg that we had in this move here as well. Whereas we sort of had a little bit of a move down prior. So this would be move down prior before we go. Move down prior before we go. It's then shot up, had a little bit of a sort of pullback. So this would be a little bit of a pullback here. Just like this. And then pushed on for just one more large leg off the top. And that obviously gave us what we can tell now, obviously in hindsight, was our high. It got up just underneath 2800 and then it subsequently pulled back. So if you look at the depth of this pullback here, we're coming at around sort of 9.18%. So we've got similar size run up, 21%, 22%, similar in terms of percentage wise. Obviously you've got to account for the dollars and that for the fact that we're so high. We've got similar sort of price action. So this little pullback here before we go to the last leg seems very reminiscent of this little move that we had through here, where we've pulled back and now we've just pushed on to this last leg. Albeit this is obviously a couple more sessions to feel this out. This is on a daily time frame. It does look like it's following the same kind of course up here. So we've got this little sort of channel that it's just shot off on, even a steeper sort of gradient. So it's pulled away from its sort of solid channel. It's overshot that solid channel. It's found resistance on this new little channel that it's been sort of forming. We've got a move percentage-wise similar to what we've seen sort of back in June. And then the sort of actual sort of price action where it's just geared up and then geared up again, look like it's about to roll over and just gives one last shunt to the top side. So this is where we're at the moment, this little move up the top over here. And this is what I'm saying, that if we look at the size of the pullback that came subsequent to this move at 9%, or 9.18, whatever, a couple of percentage either side of it all, that brings us back down to 28.77, which lines up pretty well with where we've sort of seen this sort of horizontal support previously, and obviously would bring us back well inside this main channel that we have been sort of playing with and respecting for the most part since back in, as I said, from December 23. So look, there's a couple of things there that sort of I've just been sort of watching. Look, it's a long shot. Well, it's not necessarily a long shot. I mean, we're incredibly overdue, I would say. We're not necessarily overbought. We are pushing into overbought on the daily time frame there, but things can stay overbought for a long time. If this thing accelerates and goes up here, I imagine us to sort of see quite a substantial move to the top side because it's just disregarding all these potential resistance points. But if we sort of see a little bit of a pullback, particularly a starting to one to sort of get down underneath 3,100, there's a good chance that I could see this move playing back out and targeting down sub 2,900.